My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Believe it or not, I'm just now getting up. I have no idea why, but I just woke up, so I figured, might as well go to work. All right, so another beautiful day with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And let's check out the returns. Now, I told you we have a return policy on our website, for customer. Now this is before we put in the option for the lighter screen, which is pretty much, I told you, people sometimes may have a problem being able to transition to the darker technology. And out of these coated acoustic screens, we sell a lot of these. So we sell somewhere between, maybe we could do about 10 or 15 of these easily within a week's time. Okay. So once in a while we get back a few of them where customers will make a claim. If a customer makes a claim the screen's too dark, we'll get the screen here, unbox it, lay it across downstairs. We put this in a max out zone, which is an area with a ton of ambient light in the environment, to see if the screen is going to pick up or if it's not going to pick up or if it's having any issues. Now, keep in mind, we test these products before we launch them out to make sure that they're working properly. So one of the demonstrations, the screen I have downstairs, definitely going to have to talk to the customer about that particular screen because it showed no problems, no issues whatsoever. It was able to produce high white levels. We saw color, contrast, the whole 9 yards. So need to have a conversation with them about that one before we actually coat that with the gunmetal version of that technology. This one's in the box, which we're going to unbox right now, take it downstairs. We're also going to discuss our return policy because, as I said before, now that we have lighter products, we have a selection of several different screen paints. If you decide that you don't want to go with the black screen, because all we sold was a strictly black screen paint only. But now we have a gunmetal, which is a dark version of the gunmetal, and then we have a light gunmetal, which is a little bit lighter. We designed that one for a church for them and decided to make that available for the customers also. So now we have several different ones. There is no excuses for anyone to say, well, the transition over to a black screen was very hard for me and difficult for me. We have lighter products on the website. So, this order right here was made before that gunmetal was ever made available. So we're going to open it up, check it out, see if it's testing, see if it's working well, and then we'll go from there. Usually I will definitely contact the customer after that to talk to them about what we found on the screen when we tested it over here compared to what we saw. Now, this is why I warn people at the end of the day, not saying these individuals did this, but I warn people at the end of the day, make sure that you give me the proper information before we start testing, because if you make a statement that, hey, I can't see the screen at all, it's virtually unwatchable, and we can see the screen on our end after we do the live demonstration, then we have to make a phone call and we have to figure out what happened and why we have a screen over here that is functioning perfectly well without any issues. All right. Also, too, I uploaded some videos. Our friend Hector, again, happy customer, posted some more demonstrations on the 38 Black Widow. He loves the screen paint. He did a demonstration inside and outside for you to check out. All right. Well, also too, as I said before, that the return policies that I have seen so far on certain people's accounts are not good return policies. Any return policy that tells you that if a package lands on your front step or on your porch, is yours, and once it is delivered, is not a good policy. It's an extremely bad policy. And it's a delivery policy, a return policy designed to make sure that they don't fix or come to any solution on fixing the problem or may occur with the product. compared to ours or anybody else's. So we have a good return policy for our customers. But the ones I've seen so far, not so good. All right, let's see what I'm gonna do here. Remember, if I took the remote control with me downstairs, upstairs, because I remember I had this when the projector was shutting off. I remember I had carried the remote control upstairs, so I don't know whether or not, and I went back downstairs. I also want to check out the other customers. I want to do this again, and I want to get some more pictures to send over to him so he can see the screen that he presented to us. We're not seeing an issue in the screen. We'll be contacting him today to let him know that, no, we're not seeing any issues in the screen. There's no problems with the screen whatsoever. It's not pulling up a dark contrast. Well, we're not seeing anything we should be seeing at all, period. So let me keep this down today. Get pictures for this today. Put it on the website. This is the light gray gunmetal technology right there. That is the one who took out the certified, so no problem. And we're going to come over here and check out this other screen. I'm curious to see. Got that straight. Now we use this area down here because again, this is an area in the pictures, what I saw in the demonstrations that were presented to us. It was done in a dark environment. The screen had a huge dark mark like it wasn't picking up and in the pictures. And we're going to see if we get that same effect. Now keep in mind, so the customers understand this, we're not accusing you of anything, but like I said, if you had stated that maybe you're having an issue with the transition, then that'd be different. But to make a statement that you can't see the screen, that's another. Over there, that is the customer's box right here. Got it taped off so all the information, you can't see it at all. One of the things I do is when I basically test my products, they go through very thorough testing. So that's why we need to see whether or not is this doing as it claims it is in the video, right, in pictures. Get this clip right, no, we got the wrong side clipped. All right. This is, let me see. Okay. I just talked to him today. I know definitely who that is. Just had a conversation with him today. Well, like I said, return policy for your company, your customer should be able to respond back to, and they should be getting a quick response, and it should be enough in that policy for them to read through to be able to fix or correct the issues. This is in any business or any company. Again, 2 paragraphs in a return policy, not good at all. Period. So we're going to do a comparison of our return policies, check out some other return policies on Screen Paint, projection screens, and see what they have in theirs. And then we'll do a comparison. As I said before, telling your customers if a product lands on your porch, your grass, your lawn, or property, and once it's delivered, there's no returns, not good policy return at all. Now, with these, basically when we get them back here, if we get a few of them here and there, we get a few here, there, and there, they come pop up. This is before we came up with the option of having a lighter version of the technology. Now that we have a lighter version of technology, we won't be having this issue anymore because, again, there's an option where they can click onto it, and if they can't transition to the black technology, then they have a gunmetal version of it, which we showed you is just quite bright. So there shouldn't be any problems after that. But now that, keep in mind, if these individuals require higher white levels, then we have that technology. So these right here are going to be blasted with the new technology. We have, let's see if we get a good day today. We've been getting rain for the last couple of days. And then from there, anybody else is ordering, you have an option right there. Now, mind you, in our return policy, we will have you ship it back to the house. We will display it. We will put it on YouTube. And then we will have a conversation later on about why it looks certain so in the video, but yet when we got it here, it was working perfectly the same way it was when we shipped it out. These all have batch numbers 2 attached to them. We had some customers that had a few of them that fought that didn't want to bring the screen back. We had 2 of them didn't want to bring the screen back. They already made a claim, and then we asked them to ship the screen back, and they wouldn't do it. I'm not saying these individuals, I'm saying the ones we picked up. All right, let me get the remote control, because chances are, I remember having it in my pocket. I did carry it with me upstairs. I thought in one of the videos, I was like, shoot, put the remote control with me so we can get this one on. And we got another one in a box upstairs. I'm gonna see this one and get any pictures of this one to send over. interesting. I haven't found the bee yet. That I found they had a huge wasp, which I haven't found yet. It's in here, but I don't know where it's at. Which I'm hoping doesn't have any babies in here. And even crazier fact, I gotta start marking off my fire sticks because now I'm up to, I just counted, we just figured out how many fire sticks. We got 7 fire sticks in the house, so we gotta start marking these babies off. This is the other one that has different than the other one because it has the different settings for this one. I went through this yesterday with this projector. For some reason, it doesn't seem to pick up for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe I have to change something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Right now, she's a bit temperamental, so people are like, why do you keep using she? That's what I use. All right, so let's see what's going on with her. Why she doesn't want to play nice. Look at her selection of buttons here. See what we got going on here. Why she's not working. So that should be the option right there for her to trigger, but she's not triggering. All right, let's see what's going on. We got going on back here. Adapters are all running good. Adapt it through here. All right, there we go, plugged up. Told you, they're temperamental. People don't know, the fire sticks are extremely temperamental. Yesterday, I actually went through a whole entire process of going through the house and searching for the remote control for the lounge. It was there the entire time. The remote control was just not activating at all. She just refused to turn on. Artificial intelligence. Yep. So in the conversation I had with this one, I'm not going to say much about it, just claims that the screen was unwatchable and couldn't be seen. Let's put it that way. So we'll be taking some pictures of this one. Come on now, you don't need to be in that option right there. You know better than that. That's not what I requested. I requested this right here. That's what I requested. So we're going to be taking some pictures, send it over, and we need to know why we have an image popping up in a max out room on a screen that was displayed in a dark environment, not showing an image at all. That's what we need to know. So yes, we do a bit of an investigation on your product once it reaches over here to thoroughly check it out to make sure it's working. Now, I know already from the door, the naysayers are going to say, oh, he's got returns. Hey, yes, every company gets returns. That's what they do. Amazon gets tons of them. I return stuff to Amazon from time to time to time. Doesn't make it a bad company. It's a nice return policy because I can send it back, get something else, whatever, because I constantly buy from Amazon anyway. But at least we have a return policy where a customer, if they have an issue with the screen or whatever, can send it back. What I've read in some policies, you can't even do that. Even if it lands on your property, it is yours. We sell about 30 of these a week through companies and through customers. We get about 2 returns maybe here and there. But at least the customers have a place they can go to if something happens, or if the product gets snail mail, we can ship another one to you. We have a policy on our site where if something happens, there's a guarantee that your product can be shipped back or fixed or whatever needs to be done to it. Now, as for the batch numbers, as I said before, and it's sad to say, but we have an individual who's so upset and still obsessed, complaining about a batch number. Again, batch numbers are attached to videos. Do you understand that? That screen sitting over here, see that screen right there? The new one's about to go out pretty soon. That's going to have a batch number attached to it, which means before we can ship it, and I had to explain it to this person, oh my goodness, unbelievable. It's like actually having a conversation with a rock with a face on it. But anyway, before this screen paint, no one has it at all. No one, except for the church, they have it, but no one else has it. Before a customer can ever have it in his hand, that screen has to go through a batch number display, which means we paint the screen down, we test it, low lumen, high lumen projector, fully lit environment, the whole 9 yards. In an environment that's going to be a whole lot more hostile than yours on a projector that's going to be much crappier, trust me, and still can maintain with no problem. Now, the reason why we do that, because it ensures our customers at the end of the day that the product is working properly before it's shipped out the door. And it also ensures us at the end of the day that if some idiot comes along, and we get bunches of those, who comes in and says, oh, this is how I got the product, this is how it looks. It is virtually impossible for your product to be that way, especially if it's made in a 5 to 10 gallon vat or 5-gallon container or 10-gallon container, which means out of that container, yours magically, and I mean magically, and I use that word quite loosely, would have to be the only pocket of paint in that entire vat that would have to come out of that particular unit with issues. The rest of them, not even touched. So that's what we find kind of strange. So no, you can duplicate. That's the reason why we have the videos, because people can duplicate vat numbers and say, look, I printed this out, put it on the can and say, this is how it is, this is how it looks. And it's going to have to be able to beat the video. This is where, and I'm explaining this crystal clear, where lawyers now get involved. Because now we can walk into a courtroom and say, look, Your Honor, this is a video of the product. Before we ever launch it to the customer, before you even get it, anybody can touch it, we have to test it first before we launch it. And this came out of a 5 to 10 gallon container. So his stuff magically ended up this way. You have lost your case so fast, it's not even funny. Not even funny. I've talked to 2 attorneys about using this as evidence in court, and it's just an open and shut case. There you go. Now, people have to understand, if you show a history of problems with that particular individual, then things go into, it can go into criminal charges, because they'll bring up, like I said, a whole lot, just a playing field, the first starting field of all this mess that's going on. As I said before, I'm not going to go into what's going on, but pretty soon, like I said, we're going to be bringing this to not small claims anymore. It's going to be going to a courtroom over that, or this individual. But yeah, that's what you have to understand. And I've had like a conversation with the guy, 15 text messages back and forth. I got a VAT number, I got a VAT number, I got a VAT number, I got a batch, I got a VAT number. Dude, you have to calm down. You have to understand. These are connected to videos. They're time-stamped. So again, it ensures our customers. So a customer says, hey, screen didn't come up, blah, blah, blah. Here's the timestamp right here, showing it working perfectly fine. That's why. All right. And the good thing about it, at least we have a return policy. You don't have one. You have a scam policy. And a scam policy, and we can go look at other return policies on Screen Paint, through eBay, through Amazon. They all have really good return policies. Your return policy is a scam. I've never ever read anything that ever said, hey, once a product lands on your property, it's yours. That is not good at the end of the day. Not a good policy at all. And it's been that way for quite some time. Hold on. These some good freaking lead lights, I swear. They don't stick to the wall that good. That's better. Yeah. All right, let's go through it. Let's see. I like to pick up the bright levels, some bright white levels. That's what I'm into on here. Why I should do this, I don't know. No, while we're outside, let's go pick something else. 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, your policy, your return policy is pretty bad. It's awful. It's awful. Our return, we just put in a new return policy for our customers. We put one in as the snail mail policy. That's ours. We started that. The snail mail policy is basically if your product is and ship it out to you, and say it just goes into a slow transit where it's moving, it's crawling, but it ain't quite getting there. It could take a while for it to get there if it ends up in going into that particular, like say if you got 2 streams, one's a slow, and one's a faster stream. Yeah, yours might pop over in that slow stream, and it may take a while to get there. So again, like I said, under PayPal's policy, if you read their policy, which we have, we know their whole entire policy by heart. In their policy, one of the claims that they have, if a package is still showing that it is actually moving while it's in transit, no matter how slow it's going, if it gets to like 4 months later, it doesn't make a difference. As long as the package shows that it's moving, it's in transit, you don't get anything at the end of the day. We don't have to ship jack to you, not a thing, nothing at all. Read through the policy. Go read through that freaking massive policy. We read through it. I had my lawyers read through it. We had to. We have to read through everything to know exactly what we're getting into, what's their policies, what we have, what we can, how we're protected, how we're not protected. We have to know all this. So, as we're reading through the policy, that is one of the policies. Call them up, they'll tell you from the door. If that product is snailing and it's basically in that section, as long as the package shows that it's in transit, we don't have to send you jack. But we have a policy of our own we call the snail mail policy. The snail mail policy on our end is even if the package is a snail and it's taking forever to get there. Look at the people leaving the room because they're all upset, angry. Boy, you don't wait for you, do you? You don't listen at all, do you? But bye-bye. I'm glad to see you go because I don't want you in the room if you're those kind of people. We already know what you are at the end of the day. Anyway, those are the spies that got to come into the room and watch and see what's going on to report back false information. Anyway, so under the snail mail policy that we have, where if a package is going in slow, even if it's crawling, if this package is crawling, we have a policy on our end that if we go in, we do detailed tracking, we can track where the package is at, where it's been located from A to B. And thank God I have a few friends over in my district, in my area, a few managers that have a lot of authority over there that can override certain things that I can't get around with that computer. They can say, okay, Mr. Bird, this is where the package is at, so and so and so. This may be the estimated time. And I'm like, whoa, way over the 10 to 2 to 3 periods. Because in our shipping time, because of COVID, we had to change that out. Now it's like the shipping is going to be 10 days overseas, and it's going to be 2 to 3 in the US. So because of that, we ship you out a new package. Oh, you didn't see that one coming. They're leaving the room all fast. I'm out. Oh my goodness, he's going to burn something. No, our shipping policy is better than most. Have you seen my shipping policy? Have you read through that thing? Yeah, it's quite a lot in there. It's supposed to be a lot in there because number one, it protects the customer, also protects me at the end of the day also too, when a package is being shipped out. But when you have a policy that only has 2 paragraphs that say, once a product is shipped on your product is yours, then it is yours at the end of the day. There you go. Anyway, so with the snail mail policy that we have created on our end, if a package is past the 2 or 3 within the US or 10 days overseas, we do a detailed tracking on where the package is at, where it's moving at, last location, and then we go in from there and I talk to a few people and say, hey, look, so and so and so, blah, 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 blah. It's here, so and so and so. It could be on this truck, it could be on that truck, and I'm sure we'll find out by the end of the day. Once we finish our investigation, then we start the process of shipping you out another package. Now, if say both packages pop up at your front door, we've had this happen before, where people have gotten both packages. Then they'll say, you want me to ship it back? Which one do you want? And I'm like, nope, keep both of them. You will keep both packages. We don't require you to ship it back. They're yours. Just end up with 2 forms of screen paint. That's it. All right, so moving on from there. So what we have here, this is a customer screen. As I said before, there were some claims made. We're not going to go into the claims, but we have to test it on our end. Once we test it out and take pictures, we send it back to them and see where we want to go from there. You're better off just basically saying that, hey, the transition from A to B was a little harder for me, and maybe I might want a lighter if you have it. Now that we have a lighter version of this technology on the website, we have a gunmetal version, and we had the black version, which was actually upgraded. If you saw the demonstrations on that, it was producing a much higher white level than the black surface. There's a new version of it. Then you are good to go. Now, as for the screen paints, if you're not into the darker technology, our friend Hector just posted a few demonstrations. Did you get a chance to check those out? They came out gorgeous. He did one inside and outside on his projector. Thank you, Hector, so much for the demonstrations. I'm happy you love the product. Now, and those demonstrations, that is a 38 Black Widow. I showed you upstairs when we were watching the gray screen. That's why I switched overstairs to the black screen, because black screens look a lot different. That is a high-end screen. This is our mid-level screens now, mid-level, which means they're a little cheaper, but like I said, next to black technology, they're good, but again, it's black technology. All right, so for those of you that may say, okay, I don't want the dark product, it's too dark for me, maybe the transition may be too hard, we have a 3-level transition. We have light gunmetal, which you're seeing right over there. We have dark gunmetal, which I have upstairs on 144, and we have the black 38 Black Widow, which sits in the next room at 138 inches. Okay, so we have it there. So there should be no problems with any complaints by anybody saying this, that, and the other. Now, sorry to go on here with the presentation, people. But as I said before, because now we have a lighter one, we are on the hunt I did it with every screen paint. It's a challenge thing for me. It's what it is. We need to find out exactly if we can conquer everything. It's just what it is. It is what it is. You should be that way anyway with your products. If you don't, not that way with your products to begin with, you can't call yourself the best of the best if you have not conquered everything you can get your hands on. And we've done that with the 30 in black screens. We have stacks and stacks and stacks of certified screens that we have gone through because that's what we like to do. But this being our great screen paint, now we have to go after the great screen paint products. And that technology over there, if you saw the demonstration, knocked out 9 certifies with no problem whatsoever, and did it with lights on, lights off, 1,000 lumens, 4,000 lumens, even pulled a higher contrast level than a gunmetal screen, a Darkstar 9. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll get to that in March. That's gonna be set up for March. Not March, the end of this month. All right, let's get these white levels done.
This summer, dress to chill in Foamies by Skechers. Foamies are colorful, lightweight footwear.
Now I already have paint on screens. We got that company screen paint over here. We don't have Knox. NOX, we don't have them over here. I do know they make a great product.
Foamies by Skechers.
I gotta figure there's a couple more we don't have either. A couple companies we don't have. I think about Goose Screen, but Goose Screen has that freaking process. I am not doing that again. I've done that one before. That is not a fun process if you ever done a Goose Screen. But then they might have changed. They might have a one code application, which would be nice. That I would enjoy. Now, what are going to happen to these screens? Well, we're going to take them up back if the weather's good, because we can only blast these outside, and we're going to coat them over with the new gunmetal technology, which I displayed in a couple of demonstrations. Then we ship them back to them for free. Now, keep in mind, for those of you who may order the black technology and then go back and go, oh, you know, the trends. No, you can't do that. I'm sorry. There's an option on the page, whether you want it in gunmetal or whether you want it in black. You have an option there now. Not a big fan of the gray screens, but that thing over there did its work. I mean, I was kind of shocked, because usually you would have never thought that if we dropped like that 38 formula into that texture right there, to that color, that it was going to react the way it was going to react. Did much better than I thought. Much better. I mean, we pushed it. Dropped 9 certifies on top of it, man, and it consumed them and smiled back and said, what else you got? That screen right there has done more testing than some screen paints I've seen on the market. Yeah, you don't do tests like that. All right, let's go over here. Let's grab ourselves another one right here. See what we got going on. I'm looking for what I'm supposed to look for in the image, and again, I'm not seeing it. But as I said before, what we're going to do is I'm going to have to contact them, show them the pictures, show them what we picked up on our end, the testing that we went through. And then from there, we are going to blast the gunmetal either way and send it back. But just let them know what we know. All right, let's go to the oven. I'll walk off here. I think he is. I can walk off the scenery. Oh, there he goes. Nope, I'm going around the stove a little bit. Can you imagine if all companies started doing this? Ooh, man, that would not be good, would it? Actually, it should start doing it, to tell you the truth, honestly. We're going to start doing it. This is going to be for a now on thing. Any orders that come in, we're going to paint them up, display them, because it's good. But like I said, bottom line, the reason why it's good, because hopefully it never comes to that point. Never comes to that point. But like I said, this is business. You have to understand. The one thing you think may not happen can happen. You have to see it that way. So say there has to be a situation where we may have to go to court. Lawyers may have to be present. We need evidence. You'd be surprised. I've been in business for a long time. I've seen just about all of it. Just about, not all of it, but just about all of it. You'd be surprised. And I've seen this for customers and companies and contracts. You'd be surprised. We're not saying these individuals are doing that. We're not saying that. They didn't do this at all. But I'm saying it's always to have backup just in case if it does arise. That's why I told you. The one thing about Mr. Bird is Mr. Bird has backups on everything. Let's go over here and check this out. Because if I design a product, I record it, I test it, I put it through the grinder, everything it needs to go through, and I ship it out, I know that product works 100%. So that's why we request for them to bring them back. Because we're running that same test all over again to see what happens. Well, like I said, it can be a transition where, like I said, some people, if you're used to looking at, for me, I'm used to being on black screens. I can't look at gray screens. I really can't. I can't do it. Like when I was down here doing the demonstration, we had a gray screen down here. It looked nice and all, it did, but for me, it doesn't work for me. I'm used to being on black screens. So if someone sends me a gray screen, I can't use that screen. I'm used to looking at something different. I would have to have my eyes just to go back to, and nah, it's not going to work too well. Not for me. But I still would have to go through an adjustment period. On top of that, it's good to have an option for your customers. And I think that is interesting how I got all that from the preacher I was having the conversation with. And like I said, he's coming off a white screen. The first thing he said, well, I'm coming off a white screen onto a black screen. And, and for me, it was such and such and so. And I'm like, okay. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, black technology is superior. And it is more superior. It's better than anything else on the market. But I have to understand that some people at the end of the day may be comfortable with a gray screen. But if it's going to be a gray screen under us, it's not going to match house paint or any other certified screen. We got one certified screen that definitely can match it. That's a daylight screen, and that's a $5,000 projection screen. But we're definitely not going to be in the category of that other grade mess. No. Not matching no house paint or any of that mess at the end of the day. If we're going to develop one, it's going to be on a different level than everybody else's. It's going to be tested in a different level. That's why when you saw those tests at 1,000 lumens, that screen was pulling off a better color, better contrast. It was matching its white levels, and it was doing with the lights in, lights off, in a fully lit, maxed out environment. Demonstrations that you guys are used to seeing at the end of the day with these other jokers out there are high-end, high-powered projectors, dark environment, wrinkled up sample sheets. Very poor demonstration. And again, the projector hugging the screen. Poor demonstrations. Demonstrations we just displayed on that great technology over there, I haven't seen one demonstration match it yet. Not even a certified. This is how we used to do it back in the day. Not so much we have here, but let's go check out some birdies. I've seen one certified demonstration and the sample sheet was so wrinkled up, it wasn't even funny. Should have never been wrinkled up. And you have to understand the technology you have before you is not designed to be wrinkled up because it has a narrow viewing cone and it has a reflective surface, which means if you have a crease in that surface, it's going to come up black in that section. It's designed to lay flat against the surface. But to even display a wrinkled up surface like that on camera is embarrassing. Not to add, the environment was way too dark. The projector was too close to the screen, and the only items that were picked out were basically horrible. This is why I don't like the industry. All right, here we go. If you see me talking about something else, we've passed this already. There's one thing you should know about me. Once you hear me talking about something completely different, we've passed. I haven't seen what I need to see. I'm good. All right, let's go pop over here. We got the birdies. Let's go over to, I'm going to do that other one real quick, the Keystone right there. Keystone. Oh, Key Cut. I think it's Key Cut. One of those right there. I'm getting back into my Borderlands today. I've been out of my Borderlands for 4 days, and that's not good. Let me see. I just got a couple orders on top of the table. We got to send over. And we got some of these we have to redo right here. To the new technology. Why are we in this section right here? We shouldn't be in this section. Just come out of that. What are you thinking? We're not going to be in there. We need something else. Let's see. I need this right here. This should bring me here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, but the return policies got to be on point. Because if not, you, the customer, are going to be doomed. Definitely gonna be doomed.
America, I got you.
We told Reggie Miller Willie's will give away our amazing breakfast biscuits for $1
Mm-hmm. Let's move on.
Real Cowboys customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, Tex, can someone else get a turn?
Each person who buys a delicious Do Good chicken is doing good for your plate and our planet.
Now, like I said, already this week, we have seen products match house paint. That's not good at all, period. That's extremely bad. We have seen really, really bad shipping policies. And I mean, horrible shipping. That's the most worst shipping policy I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff on wish lists, but never on that level. At least they had at least about 20, 30, maybe 50 letter policy. No, no. Incorrect information on screen applications, horrible. Not enough information in a specification sheet, extremely bad. There is so much missing out of that freaking thing, it's unbelievable. And they can be upset and angry about it, doesn't make a difference. You got plenty of time to go in there and fix that freaking policy. That policy is a nightmare. The reason why that policy is there, and I'll tell you why. Just in case, say if that individual happens to go and test the product, and it ends up matching something that it shouldn't be matching at the end of the day, they need a foolproof plan to make sure that they're going to keep your money. There you go. We're going to check everybody's policy just to show you. Can't go around calling people scammer if your policy is only 2 paragraphs and that is it. That's pretty bad. You don't even have an overseas policy in there. You know what's supposed to be an overseas policy? What is the actual shipping time for overseas? We know it's over here by United States Postal Service. It is 10 days. Not even posted. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be going in today and doing some updating because some other stuff we want to add to the policy. All right, that's working pretty good. Let's see. That's one you got to worry about. You got to make sure that the policy is legit because, like I said, you can very well end up getting scammed because, again, you have to make sure either you can return or that product can be fixed. And there are scam shipping policies.
Barry, you got me yelling.
The customer has to be reassured that the product can be shipped back and can be repaired. Now, if you damage it, that's your problem. That's not us. Well, that's good. Shut up, no problem. So we're going to be talking about this today. Websites. Are they false? If fraud, committing fraud, what you need to look for. Also, too, again, shipping policy. Very important on a website. Extremely important. All right, that's working out quite well. Let's go over to Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
I see people get mad, people room left and right. The minute we start talking about checking people's shipping policies, oh, but yeah, it's going to happen. We know we get a lot of naysayers in here. It is what it is. You support something that at the end of the day has a 2-paragraph shipping policy. That is very bad. The policy that I have under snail mail policy is bigger than that. And we just wrote that in yesterday. That's why I said whatever a person says needs to be put on the website. False accusations, as in how much paint it takes to apply to a surface, that is very important. If you're giving out the false information, then that is not good. That means your website is committing fraud. You're misleading your customers. If I put on my website that 48 ounces can paint up to 180 inches, I have to have proof of it, which we do. If I put on that 32 ounces can paint 150 inches, we have to have proof of it, which we do. If I say a 20-ounce container can paint up to a 100-inch screen, you have to have proof of it, which we do. See what I'm getting at here? We can back that up on our website. We got a video to back it up. But you can't say 2 quarts will paint a 300-inch screen. Not going to happen. Now, if that offends you, at the end of the day, sorry to say, but you're dumb. You are. If that offends you, if that literally offends you, that means you are definitely a dumb human being at the end of the day. Why am I saying that? Because that's virtually impossible. That's like somebody saying, hey, look, Charles over there can walk on water. And he writes on this website that I have the ability to walk on water with no proof of walking on water. And if you believe that, that makes you an idiot. Unless you have proof of Charles walking on water. So anyone who sat there and read through that freaking thing and actually still slid a credit card through there, you are an idiot at the end of the day. Because that's virtually impossible. Everybody knows that's impossible. Anybody who goes to that website with even if you had a slim amount of common sense, would pick that up as a lie. Not going to happen. Anytime. Anywhere. So not only is the individual putting things on the website that are not true, but he has no way to back it up. Not good. Including the tons of misspellings and all the other mess that goes on. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a horror show. All right, this is doing quite well. Where we at in time? All right. We're doing quite well. That's the reason why we do so much testing, because anything we put on a website, the only way we can put the specifications, they have to go through testing first. That's how we add them to the website. So our products have been tested. Well-balanced picture, don't work. That does not work. That is not a clear understanding of how the product works. What do you mean by well-balanced picture? Well-balanced picture can mean anything. Tested on 1080p? How was it tested on the 1080p? Not enough. Okay, that's good, that's good. Let's see what else we have here. It's working quite fine with no problems whatsoever. We went to this yesterday, but still we have to do another one. I'd like to have as many as possible. All right, so as you can see, we're picking up in the front with no problem. If we go around to the side of the screen, it is picking up with no problem whatsoever. So we're picking up all the way around. We're going to drop a meter in the environment to show you that the customer's screen is picking up in a max out zone. Pause it right there because I don't want to walk in front of the camera and basically disrupt the picture quality, because we don't do that. We don't disrupt and bump the camera around and all that nonsense and throw boxes in front of the camera, because people need to see. All right, so this is the meter unit used for measuring how much light we have in the environment. You know what's going to happen here, but we have to display these. Regardless, this is a certified meter, not a cell phone app. Put this in the middle. This should be always and present. Any video demonstration, they should be present. Put that on the floor to show the customer and show our people that are watching this how much light we have in the environment. Again, you can see right there, maxed out meter. I'll take my hand and put it right and cast a shadow. That's the only way it's going to be able to pick up, unless I'm basically casting a shadow over top the high fluorescent lights. So that shows you how much light the screen is pushing in. And we do these every single day, multiple times a day, and yet I still see the same dark demonstrations with these other screens. I have no idea why these people are so collected to the dark. We just don't refuse to do any demonstration in fully lit environments at all. Oh, I forgot. It's a gray screen. It's going to wash out. Ours don't have that issue, but yeah, there's a washout. All right, let's continue on. As you can see, that the item, that's why I said, I hope you didn't post any pictures. This is when we bring it into something else. Now, say if you're a customer, we test the product before we launch it out. We know how it's going to look. You get the product. You decide to post a couple of pictures that may not be true. We ask you to return the screen back. We do the demonstration. It runs perfectly. Now we're going to have problems. No problem. Screen's working perfectly. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. I'm going to, we're done there with that demonstration. Matter of fact, the first things first. Let me see, we got that one. Let's go grab the other one. Because I want to see what that one's going to look like too. All right, we'll come back to this one because I need pictures of this one to send back. This one's working quite well. No problem whatsoever. But like I said, we'll upgrade it to the new gunmetal version, and then we'll test it again and send it right out again. There's nothing wrong with this. This is working perfectly fine with no problem. I'll be in contact with them. I got to be in contact with them today. All right, let's get ourselves another one right here. This is one in the box right here. Want to check this one out too. Get a look at this one. Okay, I know exactly who you are. Good. There's my knife. It's got a huge freaking Freddy Krueger knife up here, and we don't have it. Okay, that's something to look for later on. Really freaking light on here. It should have been heavier. No, I know that. It definitely should have been much, much heavier. What did you just do with the clamps? I literally just had clamps on it. I looked at it, but we're not there. Yeah, definitely should have been blasted heavier than this. that. I can see that by looking at this. We're gonna have to block the EBUs out of this one. I'm not liking that glass coat on it. Yeah, that's not good. This one definitely needs to be redone. Now this one definitely needs to be redone. I can tell by looking at that one, the coating should have been really crazy heavy on that one, and it's not that heavy. All right, that's not a problem. Let me see. I'm still gonna see if it's gonna react. Let me see. I'm looking for another clamp. See if we have it for the middle. This is 120 inch. The other one's 100 inches, 120 inches. Right here.
$6 for the best kind of wings, paired with the best kind of celery sticks.
Oh, we don't want to start off with this. Again, no problem at all whatsoever. It's coming up with no problem. But I would have put a heavier coat on it. A heavier coat of the formula. The heavier coat, it's not that heavy on it. I mean, it's on there, but it's not that heavy. So we're probably going to put another application, a heavier coat on it. But other than that, it's picking up. So this is the 120 inch. I pray we don't have rain today because we've had rain for 2 straight days, and I need to get these taken care of. But other than that, it's pulling up, no problem. This is the customer I just showed you in the thumbnail in the box. No problem. It's working perfectly fine. I might want to put a heavier coat on it. That's basically about it, but it's working perfectly fine. And let's show you right here. We're going to always present show these meters. There's our meter right there, showing you how much light we're picking up in the environment. Let's turn it off. Reset it. Turn it back on again. That way we send these right over to the customer. Right there. Showing you that the meter is registering. There you go. And I got 2 separate ones to do. One on that one and that one. They're going to be short and sweet. White levels only. We can send that video right directly over to them so they can know that we have tested the product and there's nothing wrong with it. All right, let's grab ourselves another one. So what I think we need to do is we need to start putting special marks into the fabric, certain signatures into the fabric. We want to make sure that we cannot say these individuals did it. Let's just say, because when people are taking pictures, any kind of fabric can be used. Mind you, if it doesn't have this coating, it's going to come up dark. Just like when it comes to the screen paint, if it's not our product and it's everyday black paint, it's going to come up dark. Now, since this coating has a different shade to it, from now on, when you have one of these screens, we are going to request that you take black fabric and you lay it against that screen. We will know if it's our product because it has a different shade to it because of the coating. It's not a shading that you can pick up at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's not going to happen. It's something we customize. That we're going to have to see on the door. Because what I'm seeing right here, it's not making any sense. What I saw in those pictures was an image that wasn't coming up at all. What I'm seeing here is an image that's pulling up in a max out zone with no problem. We're showing snow white levels. 4K Snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
See how that fabric is coming up black like that? That's what would happen if you hit that with a surface that's not coated with our technology. It doesn't pick up white light. So if that image and that product came up that dark as claimed to be, well, this would have all blended in together. It'd be virtually impossible. See, what people don't understand is when you're looking at a black screen, they're thinking, oh, no, white levels play a part in everything on a black screen, including on a gray screen. They're involved with color, they're involved with contrast, they're involved with everything. The problem is that most, not saying most, but some of the people who design these hobby paints, again, don't even know what they're talking about. They're just running their mouths for the sake of just running their mouths. Again, they can't even back up their own products at the end of the day. They don't even have enough information on their websites because they don't even know the product itself. And those who do have the information, again, can't back up what they're talking about. So what they don't know is a screen has to display contrast, white levels, and when it comes to color, it has to be a balance of both. You need the right white colors to pick up the high fluorescent colors, those bright colors, and you need the contrast to make the screen deep, rich colors. All have to be done at the same time. If your contrast is too high, your black levels are way too high, that means the color is going to suffer. It's going to come up too dark. The white levels are definitely going to be diminished. If your white levels are too high, then that means you run into the problem of basically your contrast fading. That means your colors are going to fade right along with it, but you're going to maintain white levels. But again, you're doing the same thing as a white screen, which I showed you in the demonstration where I take Network Gray 773 and black house paint and stick it again for 38 Black Widow, which when showing new colors, it maintains a nice beautiful color where the black screen pulls up too high of a black level and the color comes out dirty, and where the 773 can't pick up a high enough contrast level and the color washes out. It can't pick up a perfect balance. That's why I show you that demonstration. That's what it means. The reason why a naysayer can't understand that because they don't understand technology. They don't understand how projection screens actually physically work at the end of the day. Not if alone to understand the physics of light and how it reacts to the screen back and forth. They don't understand that either. That's why when they explain in their demonstration, either one, the philosopher is talking complete nonsense that he can't even back up, or the other one basically doesn't have enough knowledge at the end of the day to explain how his product actually works. It just ends with, yeah, and you know, and yeah. There's no form of logical knowledge behind anything that they say because, again, they don't know. From what I've seen already, especially trying to go back and trying to clarify that the reason why the product is so thin and has to be painted onto a motorized projection screen because other products would jam it up. And due to the fact that Screen Innovation takes the time to print out the border, Einstein, they've been doing that since 35 millimeter film, and they've been doing it since 1.1 ratio from the door before a black diamond ever existed. They were doing that. So that shows you how far your knowledge goes back. And again, to those particular individuals, I have been around much longer than you have, and considered to what my knowledge and skills in this field, you are considered to be a noob under what I do every day. I have way more experience. As for the other one, well, like I said, his website speaks for itself. There's no knowledge on it whatsoever, period. There's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. This is working perfectly, no problem whatsoever, but we'll still blast it with the coating and ship it back out. But I want to have a talk with them.
Bank, PNC has helped over 7 million kids develop their passion for learning. And now we're providing $88 billion to support underserved communities, helping them
See the words you love shine like never before.
I'm just curious at the end of the day, if you know we test these screens, we show you the test demonstrations when we ship them out to you, and then we request for them to be brought back so we can test them again, and they work. What the heck were you doing? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how would you think? Come on, man. I mean, I don't know how it works. I don't know how people function in the end of the day, but have you seen our test demonstrations? We are extremely thorough on how we do things over here. So what makes you think that I'm not going to be able to figure this out? If I send something out and it works when we send it out. I'm very thorough. I do testing on a level that these, what do you call it, naysayers don't do at the end of the day. Or we call them generic paints now. Since they match the 773, we call them generic paints. They don't even do those tests in the day. Their typical test demonstration is taking the projector, painting it on a surface, sticking it in a dark environment. Voila, we are done. It is finished. Goodbye. Bye, bye, bye. You don't do any testing at all. That gray screen over there did more testing than your product did in a whole freaking year. All your products. You don't test anything. If I broke that screen down right now today and I put challenges on them, I guarantee they couldn't complete one of them. Not one of them. You don't test your stuff. That's why the polys on your website don't make any sense, because you don't even know what you have on your website. You don't even know what you're selling. And the other one with that whole fusion energy apocalypse nonsense. Come on now. Where are the tests? You can't just come on YouTube and just start randomly ranting about some fusion and building stacking system and then turn around and have your screen match a theater wall in your theater room. No, can't do that. Where's the break it down for us. If I'm going to post mine's been certified test against certified screens, guess what? Test demonstrations for that. What kind of surfaces can you paint on? We have painted on more surfaces than most people have. We painted on just about everything we could possibly get our hands on. I don't see y'all doing any of that. It's not a paint, it's a system. It's a one. Oh, I can't believe that nonsense. This is some of the stuff I've heard in some of these demonstrations. A water delivery system doesn't make any sense at all, period. It acts as a delivery system to keep the product from dehydrating. If that was the case, every time you crack open a can of paint, you would just find a pool of water in there waiting for you to just stir up. But apparently that's not the issue. What's this right here? Black and white abstract shapes. Oh, heck yes. Now, they don't, the stuff they have on the website is just mumbo jumbo. They're just making it up as they go along, because if we ask them to back it up, they can't even back it up. I'm still waiting to see this whole 2 quarts of paint to a 300-inch screen. I'm still waiting to see that one. Like, that looks nice. I should do that on the upstairs. Well, the other ones are a lot heavier, but then again, we are in a max zone. Everything looks different down here. We'll just get some tropical beaches in here. Now, if the customer, oh, I like this one over here. I want that one next. Oh, that's abstract. That's pretty cool. Black levels? Where are these coming from? We could have used these a couple of days ago when I was doing demonstrations. But anyway, if the customer had said to us that I want higher white levels or something, then that's where the gunmetal will come into, because gunmetals produce higher white levels. That's easy. But to make an accusation, that's why we're not saying any names. We're going to keep everybody private. Everything's taped off. To make an accusation, you can't see the screen. That's completely false. Where did these come from? This I could have used. I could definitely be doing this today upstairs on that black screen. Oh, we definitely got to add this into one of the challenges. It's definitely going to be a challenge today. Do you see this? This basically is showing, oh, we definitely got to make this a challenge today. That is freaking cool. We need that. We need that for demonstration. Who has this? Who has this? Who has this screensaver? Screensaver 4K. Yeah, but every time they do the screensaver 4K, things go missing every time. Well, screensaver 4K, black and white animals. We gotta have that one. We need that demonstration. I want to see it upstairs on that other screen. I like that. We don't want to go into time, but I need this. I need this. We ain't got a pen to be found. Or Sharpies. I got one Sharpie down here. No ink pen. Okay, it's a big cup. We got 2 pens in here. Oh, this will work. Oh, and by the way, yesterday, after I repeated multiple times about having an individual be a man and buy our products, guess what? We got orders in the website, nothing from them. Of course, we know that already. They can't buy the real deal because they're already afraid that their product is going to have a difficult time, and it is going to have a difficult time. Oh, it's just screen. I hate it when you write it down and you go to pull it up and it's like 30 million videos under the same thing. You got to track down which one it was. I guarantee you. Save this 4K. But I like this. I like this right here. We're going to make this a challenge today. This is going to be a challenge. That's going to be nice. That's definitely going to be a challenge. All right, let me see. I like that. Let's see what else we got going on this screen. Now, like I said, to be fair to the customer, we didn't have gunmetal. There was no gunmetal application they could have requested. We didn't have anything. We have it's black. That was it. So again, if they wanted higher white level, now we have that capability because we have a gunmetal version of it. But other than that, they couldn't request it because it didn't exist. But I would prefer them saying to me at the end of the day that
47 was Lords of Trenton.
Lords of what?
Rick, it's the portal. Give me the password.
that I would request higher white levels than we can do with the gunmetal. But now, since we have that on the site, you can choose it. These are for people who basically, at the end of the day, did not have the option. The option is now there. But as I can see right now, there's nothing wrong with the screen. It's pulling up its white levels. I can see it crystal clear. We're in the max out zone. It's pulling up with 14 feet from the projectors, not having one problem whatsoever. So that just lets me know that that's a person that is not used to looking at a darker screen. And the transition from a white screen, which they were staring at all day long, is pretty much like a hard transition for them. Some people don't have that issue. Some people want that heavy contrast over. They want that color pop. That's what they want. As you saw in Hector demonstration. Did you check out my man Hector? Did you see the demonstration he just posted? Absolutely amazing. And again, thank you, Hector. I really appreciate that. Which I find interesting because some people only have one customer demonstration on their website. We have to expand the site now. I'm definitely going to have to expand it. Wait till the guy over, he gets his set up. He's definitely going to go buck wild. We're sending him over paint, and he ordered the acoustic. He has the, he has the gunmetal? No, he has the black. He's a new version of the black spray on. He's going to be showing his off. All right, so now you can see this is, like I said, this is our customer return policy for our customers. If they have a problem, like I said, because we didn't have the gunmetal at the time, now there's no excuses. We do have gunmetal, so it's right there for you to choose. If you want higher white levels, as you can see, the black's not having a problem with the higher white levels either. So yeah, we're just going and do the request, paint the screen, recode it, send it back to them, and then they're good to go. Now, like I said, I can easily go in and go, well, guess what? I don't see a problem here. Send you back your screen. We don't have an issue here. And if they decide that whether or not they want to take it to small claims court and say, look at your honor, here you go. Screen's working perfectly fine. We got it back. This is out of the box from them. Not a problem at all. But I don't believe in doing that nonsense at the end of the day. And what harm is it going to cost me to go in, blast the screen to a gunmetal, ship it over to them? I like to keep my customers happy. Now, I know the naysayers are going to say, but you got returns. That means your product doesn't work. I know you guys. You guys are a bunch of haters at the end of the day. Every company gets returns, Einstein, so you understand that. But at least we have a return policy where the customers can actually return their products, actually get them. We can do this kind of testing like this. You don't have one. You have, if it lands on your property, it's yours. That's good. Let's do one with the models real quick. Like I said, my snail mail policy is bigger than your shipping policy, and that's not good. Let's go to, what, I got some good stuff on here. We want the white screensaver, so that's where it's at. Okay, that's the keyword we need to go to next time. Let's go pop over to, oh, we can't, we gotta type that one in. Let's clear this out. I like to do the models because the models are, there's really a lot of white levels going on in there. Okay. Let's go pop over to, here we go, like this one. I like those bright levels. All right. These are done. We're gonna blast these. We're not gonna ship them back in the original box. We ship them to the United States Postal Service because, you know, it's cheaper. Much cheaper. And on top of that, it's easy for the postman to come pick them up, take them, get them out of here, so they're good to go. So what we're gonna do is, if the weather's good, we'll take both screens out here, we'll blast them with the new gunmetal technology. We got it sitting over there, a big gallon of it right over there. Knock them out, get them done, we test them again, send them pictures, send them videos, ship it back to them. So that's how we do it over here. We don't have that 2-paragraph where if it lands on your property, it is yours. That is jacked up at the end of the day. Can you imagine if you bought a TV set for like 15 grand and that was the policy? Man, the postal guy could have just basically threw it over the gate and it got busted up. And sat there and said, well, hey, look, this is our policy. Lands on your property, it's yours. No returns, nothing. It is yours. You're stuck with it. We got to do another demonstration. House paint, network grade 773 and black house paint versus 38 Black Widow, 1,000 lumens. I've done this before. I like doing these demonstrations. It's fun. We might put that as a challenge. I'm going to show a difference between night and day, which we know that's not going to happen. Oh, it looks real nice. Okie dokie. We are good to go. I know naysayers are probably upset. Talking, he did what? He did what? That's a customer's return? Like nothing was wrong with it? Nothing? Yeah, you guys are sad. Let's go check out your policies. All right, so you know exactly what you are getting yourself into when you buy from a website. You want to make sure, number one, that the information on the website is legit. We got to update our website again. We got to add more to it. So what we're going to add into it is, and also to the return policy with certain items, we're going to put in that bottom line that products will be tested, so forth and so forth, before it's shipped out again, because the customer needs to know all this. This is what's going to happen once the screen reaches here. I got to get the pictures ready for the other new screen. We got to get that done. Oh, no, we got to take pictures of all of those all over again because we have to send those out back to the customers. All right, let's go hot trot for a minute. 38 Black Widow. And two things your screen don't want to match at the end of the day. You don't want to match a white screen, and you definitely do not want to be matching house paint. I see where that's coming from. What the heck is that coming from? That's coming from the screen. I mean, it's actually physically a screen. That screen hanging up there, my awning, is actually a screen. Space Lounge. Got to replace my lights here, which got damaged when I was carrying my chair down the stairs. Soon to be arcade room, which we're working on. Now, I don't care at the end of it, it doesn't matter the difference. We're gonna look at some return policies. Yeah, I need to clean my screen, I know. Now we gotta add something new into our policy too. We need to add into it the whole testing. When products get here, they'll be tested. So it needs to be added in there. Man, my shipping policy is gonna be huge. When we get done, it's already crazy huge as it is, but we need to add that in there too. That on return on products, they will be tested and displayed live. Also put down there as a policy that all information and confidentiality of the customer will not be exposed. We've been talked about, so that has to be put there too, to let them know that anytime we do any demonstration testing, their boxes are covered. Just no, we don't talk about the names of customers. None of that ever comes out. Nothing at all. Period. Hey, what's going on, big cat? Well, you have a ball fighting the screen. We're going to do it today. Definitely do it today. I'm going to put one in your room. Actually, Taco's ceiling is black. I forgot he got a screen paint painted to his ceiling. Taco, I think we'll make you a screen paint this week. You're supposed to have your own screen paint. Taco's paint. You'll make your own screen paint. You definitely don't want to get beat by a cat on a can or a container called Taco's paint. But Taco's paint is going to be amazing. We'll do all that testing once we get all your products down here in March. I keep saying March. Why say March? I'm talking about the end of this month. We'll have your products down here. We're going to put you against Taco. Taco Denario. He got the stereo. Can you imagine being wiped out by a cat paint? He's gonna have his own screen paint. What you want, Taco? What kind you want? I know exactly what we'll design for you. Ooh, it's a good thing I have my camera turned to the side. I was about to turn it. I got a customer's order just popped up on here. Yeah, it's a good thing we do got that turned to the side. Let me get this out of here. Who's this anyway? Oh, yeah. This is why I always have my camera this way. This is how my job to protect my customer, because I never know what I was working on here. I'll pop up. We can have a shipping label up there. Somebody's information could have popped up. This is why I always tilt my camera to the side here. There's certain practices you got to teach yourself, man. And that's one of the ones I teach myself. My customer's information is very, very private. I don't care at the end of the day. It could be a customer that might have got nasty with me, cursed me out, whatever, so and so and so. His information is private. That is my business right there. That's why I said keep your personal feelings at the door. This is business. But you got some people don't understand at the end of the day. They're very unprofessional. So let's get this out of here so we can get this done. Get that out of there. It's done right there. We got to do a couple of labels today. And we have to go into our policy on our website and we have to update more information. So this is what you should be looking at in a shipping policy. We'll also pop over on eBay. We'll check out some other screen paints over there. Which your shipping policies should be quite huge. On top of that, if you're dealing with overseas shipping, you have a timeline, what you're going to have in there. You know, we even have to put in a COVID policy in there too. Also, too, products could be delayed because due to COVID, stuff like that. I'm trying to figure what color we're gonna make it paint. Oh, I got a good one. I got a real good one. All right, Taco Denario with the stereo. Taco Denario with the stereo. I got one for you. Want to do? Definitely got a good one for you. color are you anyway? No, you are the perfect color of the screen paint. Literally, you are. You are definitely the perfect color of the screen paint. I got the perfect color for Taco. It's exactly the color he is. Ain't that right, Mr. Taco? Wow. Let me check out your foot. What's going on with that footy over there? Wow. Give me that footy. Give me that footy. Give me that footy. How dare you take your footy away from me? I'll take it. I'll take your footy. I'll take your footy. I'll take it, man. I will take it. Get over here. Give me that footy. Ouch. Give me the footy. Give it to me. Give it to me. You rascal. You rascal. All right. We're playing with Cat with Taco. Taco's going to get his paint. We're definitely going to design one for him. I'm looking at his color. We can actually design a paint just like his color right there. Perfect. That in between that black, yeah, we can make one just like that. Ain't that right, Taco? Yeah, you about to have your own screen paint. Taco Supreme. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We got to go back to our policy. So again, this is what your shipping policy should be looking like on your website or any website that you read. This is what you want shipping and returns to look like. So right here, you have, this is a new one we just put in yesterday. This one basically, that's the new policy we just put in today, that states that the shipping time of delivery, transit time, US 2 to 3 business days. Make sure that's correct. I'll come back in again. Shipping time of delivery, transit time overseas, 10 business days. All orders are tracked by United States Postal Service, detailed tracking info. That's what we use on that end right here. Snail mail shipping policy exceeds the time limit. It should be here if exceeds, not exceeds. If exceeds the time limit of if exceeds the limit of shipping time 2 to 3 business days, overseas 10 business days, and after a thorough investigation, if your package shows no sign of movement, we will begin the process of shipping you out a new order. Okay, that's right there. Perfect. All right. The UPS, the United States Postal Service free shipping policy. Free shipping is only eligible through United States Postal Service only. Any other shipping carrier will be paid by the customer, which we don't want to do. United States only. Okay. Returns information. No returns can only be exchanged for exchange for the same screen. Same screen that you ordered, if proven that we actually basically sometimes override that and we give you something different. So we do that from time to time. Because right now the screens we have downstairs, they are only supposed to be exchanged for the same screen, but we're going to actually upgrade them. If proven that the product was or whether the wrong color or size or defective, if so, shipping costs will be paid by the buyer and return shipping will be paid by the seller. We are not responsible for how your order is handled while in shipping transportation. Orders that may be damaged or lost are fully on the part of United States Postal Service and not of Crystal Edge, which we have no control what happens to a package when it goes out in transit. People have to understand at the end of the day, but we do try our best. When shipping is in transit, we are not responsible for bad weather, such as acts of God. Please note there are no returns on cut or used blackout cloth. Which means if you cut that service, you damage, we can't basically fix it or return it. Let me see, or we can't fix it. So please don't cut it up and all that nonsense. Let me see. Tracking an order. Let's see, we got this right. US tracking numbers and processing time. You will receive a tracking number as soon as your order has been shipped out. All orders are processed within 1 to 3 business days. An email will be sent confirming your order has been shipped out. You receive an email that displays the tracking number and shipping information. 2 to 3 days less. Products used, wrong choice of words. Let's go back on this one.
Listings for used product shoes around Philadelphia. Here they are.
Less products used to make your product are delayed due to COVID. Because sometimes when we are shipping out a product, we can't get it out on time due to the fact that the product could be delayed. And things have got delayed a few times when we're trying to get orders out. Okay, within let me see. They definitely don't recognize COVID as being a word. That's why, but it actually is how it's spelled. All orders are processed within 1 to 3. 1 to 3, we can't say 1 to 3. We have to say something like 2 to 3. So that would be more lenient. 2 to 3, get that out of here. 2 to 3 business days. Less, okay, the 3 business days. Less the product. Less the product should be done there. Less the products. Products. 4 P U CTS products used to should be make, really make your item, your order are delayed due to COVID-19. That's much better. An email will be sent to you. Okay. COVID. Okay. An email will be sent to you. Okay. COVID. Okay. Let's put down after your order has been fully completed. We want to add a couple more 1,000 words on this policy on top of that. Let's see, it's put it right here. All right, capitalize that. Okay, after your order has been fully completed, and no, cover that one, and email here. Space an email displaying. It should be displaying. No S in there. Displaying your tracking number and carrier information. All right. Okay, you will receive an email. Make sure this is correct. After your order has been fully completed, an email will be sent confirming your order has been shipped out. All right. We don't need this here. Displaying your tracking number and carrier information. Okay, that's completed. All right, please read. Okay, shipping costs, shipping returns. Let's see. They found defective. This is we have this already. Where do we have this policy at? Is this policy in here? No. Nope. Is that policy there? No. Shipping costs of returns. Since the returns are found defective, or not as described or wrong size or color. Pay. Okay, let me see. We need to go in. Okay, yeah, we pay for that. So bottom line is the product comes in, this, that, and the other, like we have downstairs. This is basically paid by us to upgrade or whatever, but now we have that already on the website. We have an option. This is where we had just only black products only. Color will be paid by the manufacturer. By making this transaction, you are fully aware and knowledgeable of the policies that we have just read and fully acknowledge our company's policy and conditions before placing your order. See, that's right in there in bold writing. So if we're dealing with a company and say a company orders a large amount of paint and they say, hey, look, we didn't understand the policy, it is right there in the policy saying that you fully acknowledge our company's policies and conditions before placing this order. It's right in there. This is why we're very thorough about shipping information and what needs to be put in there. All this information is proper to put in there to protect you, also to protect us at the end of the day. Okay. This is a buyer's remorse cancellation. This helps us when we're dealing with companies that may order paint in the middle. They may go, oh, we don't want to order this. No, we can take you to court, clean your clock, because at the end of the day, you have agreed to the terms and conditions, which we have placed on the website. This costs us a lot of money at the end of the day. So say if a company places an order, we're in the process of making this order for them, and they decide at the last minute they want to cancel out. It's called a buyer remorse policy. They have them also too on PayPal, which is called buyer's remorse. Once you basically commit, you will commit. That's it. That's the way it is. Then don't buy. That's what I explain to people. Don't buy. But that's what this here. Every company, every business has literally one of these embedded into it. If I'm buying something, I'm buying something. I have no terms. Like I said, we have plenty of policies in here. If anything happens or whatever, we can fix the problem for you, ship the screen, paint it, send it back to you, no problem at all. All that's in here. But for an order like that in the middle, no. And if you're that type of person, we don't want your business. Early cancellation of buyer agrees in terms and conditions will be held accountable for buyer's remorse or early cancellation once your order is placed due to the timeline, resources, expenses that went into customizing your order. Yep, see all that's in there. You have to have all that in there. And again, anybody who's a merchant used to have this in here at the end of the day. All right, this is all good. Let's see, where is that? We got your shipping policy. Also to this, the return policy information. He needs to put down that Paul. Butcher the crap out of that one. Let's see, Paul. Let's put down in that policy. All returns will be tested live. That's live by YouTube. Live. On YouTube. Now, like I said, these are all done live, and the reason why they're done live because this is basically backing us up if we ever have a situation where, like I said, I prepare for everything. Some people are like, oh, you're going too far. No. You don't own a business. When you own a business and you run a company, then you can have a conversation with me. Other than that, you don't have the right to have a conversation with me. When you run a company, you must be covered for every single thing you could possibly think of on the face of the planet. I have been to court multiple times for all kinds of things, and at the end of the day, I've won my cases. You know why? Because I can back everything up. If you don't have anything backed up in court, it's called basically hearsay, which means bottom line, you don't have enough evidence to support your claim. So if I basically go in and I do a recording of every transaction that goes out and goes in, at the end of the day, I am fully covered. This is a full video. It's basically foolproof in court. It is very hard to get around video evidence, extremely hard. So just let you know. You might have just basically just sign a check, give it to me, and walk out the door, because that's how bad it is to get around video evidence. It is virtually impossible. So we need to make sure, because I said you're going to have customers that are going to be sweet as roses, and we never have to use this at all. And then you're going to have customers that are going to be downright nasty. If you ever worked customer service before, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, all returns will be tested live by YouTube to reinsure on YouTube. Ah, really? I want to put down a cap in there. Really, we want the caps. We can't get the caps. Please note, so the customer knows. And the customers, I need this out of the way because I can't see crap here. Any customers, information or info will not be exposed in return shipping video evaluation. I'm going to put evaluation. That's what I put down. So all your information is not exposed anywhere. So all your stuff is covered. So you would know that right from the door, because I don't want them to be in fear by saying, oh shoot, and he's going to do that live. Then, you know, there's a good chance that he's going to, no, all your information is never exposed. Nothing comes up, nothing. Evaluation.
Here's the definition of evaluation. The making of a judgment about the amount, number, or value of something. Assessment.
All right, let me see. Evaluation. Video evaluation. What are you doing, weirdo? Whatever. Gotta be something you're tracking. On the EBB. On the return order. There we go. We need to put this little doohickey right here. There we go. So they know that one, all returns will be tested live by YouTube. Please note any customer info will not be exposed and not be exposed. But that piece, we got to put that better. Will not be exposed. Expose return. No, we can't put that there. That sounds like I'm freaking lose my mind over there. Exposed. When returned. Okay, will not be exposed. Okay, will not be exposed when returned shipping. That doesn't sound right. When exposed. And evaluation. When exposed and evaluation on the return orders. No, we need to do that. I don't like the way that even sounds. Okay, all returns will be tested by live YouTube. Please note all customers' information will not be exposed. In the process of video evaluation. Video test. Evaluation. will not be exposed in the process of video test evaluation. That sounds much better. Much better. I don't like the way that sounded at all. So this is, and that's explained here. Let's put another one. I want to put this one in batch number. Let's see, batch number. We need
According to Zoho, a batch number is a designation given to products made in the same manufacturing run. A batch number can consist of numerals, letters, or symbols, and it allows the items to be traced after they've been distributed.
Ah, that's what batch numbers are. And we can take this whole section because this is what it stands for right here. And this is exactly what we need right here. You couldn't explain it any more perfect right there. What is a batch number? Demonstrations. This right here gives our customers an idea of what a batch number is. So we're going to put in a video into the shipment return. I love doing policies, man. Policies is one of the things I enjoy the most to do. I love showing off doing policies because, you know, you're supposed to have these policies. And so anyway, where the heck is my video? In my video? My video. No, that's not my video. In the video box. Where's my video? Here we go. So I love having these in here. Let me see, and I need another one. All right, so this right here, we need to go back into YouTube. And we need to grab the videos on the batch numbers. what is the batch number? Okay, it's right here. I'm gonna put these in here for the time being. I'm gonna change these out. And we're gonna put these in again. So there's a batch number right there. Put that on recording, and we need to go back here and put a painting on a batch number. Nope, get out of there. Get out of there. Doing too much. Here we go. What we have here, I decided to put in information about a batch number because we talk about these all the time, and it's best to have these already here on display. So we have here basically explaining what a batch number is. A batch number is designed to be given to a product made by the same manufacturer. Run. A batch number can consist of numbers and letters or symbols. It allows the team to be traced after they have been distributed. That's what batch numbers are. You guys put batches down, you don't know what you're talking about. This is what a batch number is, an abbreviation of what a batch number is designed to do. It's designed that when the manufacturer, all manufacturers do this, when they basically design a batch number, they actually paint out the product, which you see right here. They test it before they launch it out, and that way that product can be traced anywhere to that original video that was displayed. This is why I said you're going to have your lawyer contact us, because you're going to have to take this extremely seriously. Companies do this all the time. This is how they're able to trace back to items that they've manufactured and designed. So this is known in court as a batch number. They know what it is. It's not something we made up. It actually is a thing right there. And you can go right over here and you can look it up. That's what they're called, batch numbers. All companies have these things. So under that batch number, if we show an item that has been tested, rolled out, and painted before it was ever shipped out to the customer, it clearly shows that the item was working perfectly fine before it made it to the customer, which means they had to tamper with it. This is what I mean by you have to get an attorney, because again, this is something you cannot get around. And a judge will look this up. When he says, Mr. Bird, what do you mean by batch number? He will go in and look that up, and this will pop up. Do you have a video of the batch number? Yes, I do, Your Honor. Here it is right here. This is me painting the screen in. This is me applying the batch number. This is explaining what batch numbers are. This is on our website right here. There you go. That's why I said you're not going to win that case. You got a couple lawsuits coming towards you. We actually know that this fellow used on Instagram. He used our copyrights quite a few times. So, like I said, lawyer up. You're going to need it. This is why we have them down here. This is what batch numbers stand for. All companies use them. Every last one. They use these particular batch numbers. If you see a strange number on the side of yours, chances are you got a batch number on the side of that. It means that product was tested, video, and recorded before you ever got it. Which means if you tampered or mess with it and you want to take them to court, you better be careful. Video is extremely hard to get around. Almost impossible unless you got some crazy. How do I find a batch number? It'll even tell you where batch numbers are actually shown. They show up on labels. You can see them. So if you have a batch number attached to your product by us and you falsify the demonstration, we're going to be in touch real soon. Everybody thought that was a joke. It didn't exist. Y'all don't know business at the end of the day. We know business. We've used these before. We use these with companies sometimes. When companies were doing large orders, we want to make sure that to ensure them that the product is working perfectly before they get it. So that's why they had that number sitting there on the side of that container. All containers usually will have these numbers attached to them. And yes, there'll be videos of it to back it up because they know sooner or later somebody's going to do something stupid and they got to go to court for it. Even barcodes can have batch numbers hidden in them. They're hidden on your containers. You just don't know it. Just don't think about it. But they're in there. We always have to be live. We have live videos of our batch numbers. That's why when I talk to my attorneys about it, they said, well, they hope they got a good lawyer because they're going to need it. Yeah, you're not going to win it. So already from the door, yep. In case you guys thought, oh, batch numbers are fake. No, batch numbers are real. They actually use them in businesses all the time. And a judge will go in, if he doesn't know what it is, he will go on Google and whatever and research and figure out if it is legit. And it is legit. All companies use them, just about. So our batch numbers have video recordings live and attached to them. That's why I sat there and said that anybody can duplicate any one of these numbers. Some of them have all kinds of holograms or something in them, so you can't duplicate the batch number. Ours don't have that in there, but we have a live video demonstration of every batch number time stamped to YouTube, to records. Yeah, this is where you may want to start seeking an attorney fast. Now, mind you, this is information that my Lord gave me to put on these packages, on these containers. And here it is right there, batch numbers. Which I'm curious now. I got to go look around at myself and see what are the batch numbers. I'm looking them up. Because I'm curious. I got those items now, so I want to know what their batch numbers look like. So even if you were able to counterfeit the batch number, as we said, there's a time stamp video next to it. Shows the time and date all stamped to the video when the product was pushed out. Again, impossible to get around a video demonstration. Video is very impossible. My lawyers are hilarious. When I told him what we just did, he said, well, we don't need to speak to them. Pretty much that's going to be open and shut. I'm going to pick out what we're going to eat for lunch already. You know, they're funny. That's going to be open and shut. We got 2 individual people who actually violated a batch number. A guy by the name of Walker, I think his name Walker, we're definitely going to be looking into. We're going to see if Partey violated one, and we know Crow violated one of them. So we definitely will be seeing you. Crow's already going to court for some crazy stuff. He already got a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm pushing for criminal charges. I'm going to see if we can get him some jail time. He does need some jail time at the end of the day. Need a little separation from his family for a couple of years. I'm going to wish some jail time on him. And that Instagram nonsense you did in Instagram, I'll just let you know, I got a lot of friends in Instagram. They saw what you did. They took your post. They put it up already as you being a person who hates her company. And they put him on blast in there for what he just did. A whole bunch of people did what he did. And keep in mind, these are people that at the end of the day, they will testify in court against you. They definitely confirmed to me that they will testify in court against you. So yeah, I'm looking to my attorneys to start talking about seeing if we can get you some possible jail time. And if you haven't been in the system, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not a picnic. It's a whole nother world. All right, we got all that done, everything. So this is what we added to the site. We added video to the site, which I told you I love doing these. I don't mind doing these, what you call putting in policies. I love putting in policies. I go back and do the research, figure out what it is, what it means, stuff like that. I love doing this. So in here we have what is a batch number, because I talk about batch numbers all the time. I have people ask me what are batch numbers all the time. So this right here explains what a batch number is It also shows the videos of the batch numbers that we perform on our website, so customers can see this. I want to put down also too with this, and also too for those of you that are thinking about getting into screen paints or anything you're going to, make sure you get a batch number. Make sure that your logos are copyrighted, just in case if somebody uses your logo without your permission, you have a right to take them to court. Do not do the poor man copyright. Don't do that. The poor man copyright is not good. I need to go back in here. I need to edit this because I need to bring this page back up a little bit higher up. And we should have some dividers in there. We got so much stuff going in here. Do we need dividers in here? I think we should be good. Shipment, return, track information. All that's in there. Everything's legit. All right, let's save this right here because we want to make sure our policy is good and up to date. All right, we're gonna be done. We're out of here. Thank you so much for watching the demonstration. I got to come back here. We got to talk more about shipping policies and the difference between a scam policy and a legit policy. All right, gotta go, and God bless.